Oh boy, do I have a double bill of dookie for you today. Raptor Island and Raptor Island 2 Planet Raptor. Two sci-fi channel films which are perfect candidates for dumb dinosaur movies.
Come on, you ugly bastards! Come get some of me!
Firstly, let's look at Raptor Island. Released in 2004, this film follows a mercenary group who track a bunch of terrorists to this island in the South China Sea. However, a crashed Chinese plane carrying toxic nuclear waste has mutated these dinosaurs which now rule the island and begin to hunt down the mercenaries and the terrorists one by one. I'm not quite sure what makes them mutated because the dinosaurs we see in this film just look like ordinary film raptors, so I don't really know what's going on there. But anyway, a lot like these movies, especially ones like Carnosaur, the dinosaur roster in this film is really just limited to a bunch of raptors and one giant theropod. But guess what? This time, it's not a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but a mutated Carnotaurus. Well, would you look at that? Another Carnotaurus dumb dinosaur movie we can tick to add to the list. I'll say this, as we're getting close to the end of our marathon, this one actually took me by surprise. It's not a good movie, but in comparison to most of the films I've been watching, Raptor Island was one of the better ones, at least in terms of competence behind the camera. It boasts some pretty decent CGI, and the acting wasn't too bad. Oh look, it's Senator Sherwood from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Man, isn't it funny to think that Peter Jason was in two dinosaur movies about a volcano taking out the island that they live on. Anyway, we haven't got to the volcano yet, that comes later. But despite giving it this praise, the film does have some really stupid moments. Like this one where the raptors just appear out of the jungle in front of the humans and they conveniently just stand there whilst the humans discuss how they can get away from the dinosaurs. I do find the designs of these raptors quite interesting, you know, these supposed mutated raptors. It's clear that they were inspired by the Jurassic Park raptors, especially the females from Jurassic Park 3, which had only just come out, 3 years before this film. And also what's interesting is with the striping going down the sides of their bodies, they now look like Blue from Jurassic World. Anyway, I'm going way off track here. In the end, the characters discover this cave system underground where the dinosaurs reside and they blow them up, which sets off a volcano. They do this to try and get the volcano to take out the island once and for all. So it's kind of like the opposite to what's seen in Fallen Kingdom. I guess Ian Malcolm would approve.
I think that we should allow our
magnificent, glorious dinosaurs to be taken out by the volcano.
So the island's destroyed, but not before the survivors make it to a chopper and escape as the Carnotaurus eats the main terrorist. The final shot shows a small group of raptors swimming away from the island, following the helicopter our heroes have escaped in. This film is schlocky, but it's a classy B-movie. It takes itself seriously without being boring, decent effects for what it's worth, and some funny effects in parts. And really, for me it was a welcome dose of competency. I mean, I've been on this marathon of 30 dumb dinosaur movies, so this one was rather refreshing. If you love Jurassic Park 3 and want another 90 minutes of people running through jungles from packs of raptors, then check this one out. But who would have guessed that Raptor Island would get a sequel in 2007? Well, sort of. Planet Raptor, or Raptor Island 2 Planet Raptor, follows a group of scientists and armed mercenaries who travel to a planet after they detect an SOS signal. Once they beam down to the surface, it looks like they've arrived at some old medieval set from another movie, which is probably what it was. Anyway, they quickly discover the planet is riddled with raptors. It stars Stephen Bauer as Captain Mace Carter, who actually played the main terrorist in Raptor Island, and alongside him is Peter Jason once again, but this time he's playing Sergeant Pappy Mathis. So that's two actors from Raptor Island returning for this one, but playing two different characters. Oh, and one of the scientists is played by Ted Raimi, the brother of Sam Raimi, who produced the latest space dinosaur movie 65. So there's a fun web of connective tissue between Jurassic Park movies and 65 via Raptor Island and Raptor Island 2, Planet Raptor. Oh god, my mind's melting. Where was I? Oh yeah. The scientists are on this planet looking for signs of alien life, which takes them to this church structure, where they find this bug-headed statue with glowing eyes. I'm sure that will make sense later. They discover the aliens actually were the ones to send out the SOS. A storm overhead prevents them from making any contact with their spaceship, which floats around above the planet, kind of like what happens in Alien Covenant. Actually, on that note, I wonder if this is where they got that idea from for Alien Covenant. In fact, the scientist Ted Raimi plays runs secret experiments on others and himself, like the android David, and the church setting gives us sort of religious imagery filling the backgrounds. So I wouldn't be surprised if this film didn't have some kind of influence over Alien Covenant. I'm not joking. So back to the film. The Raptors kill many of the team with lots of hilariously bad effects, and one guy even gets attacked by the Carnotaurus from the first film, although it's only in a couple of shots and it's never really addressed by the characters, and it's really just reused footage from Raptor Island. So it's just a nothing burger of a dinosaur that pops up. Eventually they find the last surviving alien, who explains the raptors were the dominant species on this planet until the Pathfinders, which is what the aliens are known as, began to set up a home there, which looked like medieval England. And a character explains that they must have visited Earth, which is why we have that same architecture in our history. Or that they were inspired by us or something, I don't know.
Termites?
Cultural similarities. Elizabethan England. They must have visited our planet at some point.
Oh my god. It's clearly just an excuse that they've written into the script to explain away why they're using this old medieval set from another production. It's so mind-bendingly dumb. Oh, where do they come up with this stuff? So the last Pathfinder explains the Raptors took over, and that's when the aliens sent out the SOS, yada 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 yada, let's move on. We later learn this mission was a field test by the scientists, who have known about the aliens and the Raptors from the beginning, and are looking to try and use the Raptors as a biological weapon. Sound familiar? So they move deeper into the bowels of the planet and discover thousands of dinosaurs living underground. Hang on, this is just more footage from Raptor Island. Jesus, this is getting ridiculous. As it usually goes with these movies, they set bombs to blow up the dinosaur nest and set off oh wait, another volcano? I guess that makes this the third movie to involve Peter Jason, volcanoes and dinosaurs. Oh my word, this is getting out of hand. Anyway, they set up the explosions, I think, in order to signal to the ship above their position. The survivors are pinned down by a large pack of raptors and are about to be eaten when they're beamed to safety and... the film's over. Nowhere near the quality of the first film. It doesn't really have any continuity to Raptor Island anyway, outside of returning actors and stock footage from the first film. It's convoluted, silly, and not worth the trouble. But if you're desperate for a couple of little chuckles, or if you're in the mood to watch something really weird and obscure, then Raptor Island 2 Planet Raptor is definitely worth seeing. For me, I'm beaming out of here. I've had enough of these films and I've talked for way too long about them. See you in the next one.